getting made out here.
What's up, anglers? Mike here, Trout Made Angler Company. Thanks for smashing on that play button. And while you're at it, go ahead, hit that like button, because in today's episode of the Get Made Show, I sit down and talk to my good friend and master lure painter, Jessy Guerra of WarPaint Customs. We talk about his motivation to become an angler and get down and paint, airbrush some badass lures. We also talk about one of the adventures him and I went on to the Eastern Sierra. And of course, we're gonna hit on some of his experiences on the water that have made him and me, and maybe you, a better angler. So sit back, relax, turn the volume up, and enjoy the show. Let's get made.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we're good. You're good. All right, cool. What's up, anglers? Mike here, Trout Made Angler Company. Welcome to the Get Made Show. Man, we are back in action. Today, you're not seeing any video. I want to respect my guests, and I give them the option, you know what I mean, to be able to be on video or not be on video. But this guy doesn't need to be on video, man. This guy's probably the coolest, like, cooler than a polar bear's toenail, man. That's what I think of Jessy Guerra, WarPaint Customs in the house, man. What's going on?
What's up, Mike? Thanks for shooting over here, dude.
Dude, absolutely, man. Want to get you down in the studio, but you know, this is we want to get this out. Yeah. I want to get this out, dude. We've been talking about this for a while, so being able to come. Well, thanks for having me in the lab, man.
Welcome, dude. Sorry, it's always a mess.
No, it's all, dude. It's that's being a creative, man. You know what I mean? People don't know, when you're a creative, you're messy, but you know where everything is, you know. Yep. You know exactly what's going on in your own headspace.
It's organized mess.
Yeah, organized chaos.
Yep.
Organized chaos. Yeah, man, like I was saying, anglers, Jessy, man, he's just like the coolest, chillest dude I've met in my time fishing here in Southern California, man. And it's you know, we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, well, let me just start here. What Jessy does, all right, I think, in my opinion, he paints some of the sickest hard baits in the game, man. And that's where Jessy and I kind of clicked and met, was, you know, probably a couple years ago now.
It's been a while, dude.
Yeah, you know, the mini cranks. Mm-hmm. You just started painting the mini cranks, you know, and then I had some jerk baits I got, you know, I wanted repainted and things like that. So, and then you know, you did spoons.
Yeah, I've done a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. I think it was like 5 years ago now, dude, or 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah, it's been a while, man, because we're going to talk about our Eastern Sierra trip, but that was like 3 years ago? Three years ago. Yeah, man, time flies, man. So that's what Jessy WarPaint Customs is known for, man, is these sick paint jobs. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into his inspiration and what the Get Made Show is. Jessy, I know you've watched, man, and we've talked, but it's about your story, what motivates you, what inspires you, all the positives, man, to not only, you know, being an angler on the water. You know, we're going to talk about that. Of course, man. You're a multi-species angler, man. So, you know, and a damn good one too, if I say so myself, bro. You know, so we're gonna get to that a little bit, but you know, we want to see. I want to be able to, if there's an angler out there, or someone out there that's creative and wants to take that next move, and I mean, you can't be afraid to put, you know, take some risk and get, if you have ideas, to get them out there, man. And so that's what the goal today is. And we got a few funny stories ourselves, so maybe we'll get into some of that.
Plenty of funny stories.
Absolutely. So, dude, where did it start, man? As far as fishing, where did it start?
Fishing?
Yes, sir.
Fishing, I was born in San Diego, so I used to, when I was a kid, my dad and my mom used to take me to Santee Lakes and stuff like that. And that's where I grew up fishing.
Okay.
They would always be catching the fish and stuff. I was just a little dweeb, and I'd run around and slap out the minnows with my hands. So, yeah. Anyways, later on in life, I started bluegill fishing, and then I joined sports, and I didn't go back to fishing until I was an adult and in my early 20s, and then from there I just didn't stop. So I just kept fishing and fishing and fishing as much as I could.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the? I mean, we both played. You played football, right? We talked about that. Was there something that just attracted you back to fishing at that moment in your early 20s?
The goal was to cross off a bucket list to catch a shark.
Okay.
So one summer, I think I was like 20 or something like that, we went out fishing on the piers, and I saw the guys in the back of Huntington Beach Pier pulling out, the leopards and then threshers, and they pulling out big old bat rays. And so walking by that and seeing those impressive fish, I was like, okay, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And so I finally, when I, got all my stuff together, I went back and I spent the whole summer chasing after a shark, and I finally got one, and it was a pretty decent sized leopard.
Nice, dude. Never had one myself, but yeah, I've seen them up close, personal. They are beautiful fish, man.
That was my first one. I was like maybe 50, 60 pounds.
Woo!
It was pretty big. And then
that's big, yeah.
After that, then summertime ends and then wintertime starts, and I had been trout fishing maybe once with my dad, and we did dough bait fishing, right?
Right.
And I was just, like I said, I was just a kid, so I didn't, sitting there and waiting bait isn't my thing, really.
Right.
I'll run around
smacking minnows out of the water.
I'll go around looking for stuff and start skipping rocks. And
it's like cruising the shoreline.
Getting into trouble, you know what I mean? But once I figured out, that you can catch fish, you know what I'm saying? Once I figured out mini jigging and trout fishing and stuff, and then they were hitting the lures, I was like, holy shit, different game.
How old were you at this point?
I think I was 21, 22.
22? Okay.
When I finally started, really trout fishing.
Okay, where were you fishing at? Right here in San Bernardino County Lakes?
No, I started fishing at Santa Ana River Lakes.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to buy my fishing license.
So yeah, right.
I would just go there all the time.
There you go. And Corona Lakes was still
to clarify, Huntington on the piers, you don't need a fishing license to fish off the piers.
No, you do not.
So
piers are free.
I was a cheap motherfucker back then. So I was like, I bought the big 5 gear and stuff like that, and I knew that you can go fish off the back of the piers and not have to worry about a license. So I do that, and then I'd fish sorrel. So that's how I'd avoid a fishing license, just by doing those two things.
Right. Just be able to, because you had, young kid, man, in your 20s, of course,
I was just a little dweeb, dude. I didn't have no money. But, yeah, that's how I started fishing, and then snowball effect. It just, more and more, you start to want to do different things. You start to see people catching different stuff, and then you talk to friends, and as time progressed, I just started, expanding into different, places, going to the mountains and fishing, going down to the beach, the harbor, anywhere, just to see if I can get bit. And, and it's usually always with lures, or I would hang out off the back of at Newport on the small little docks and stuff, way in the back, and just get drunk and fish. Yeah. But that's how that's.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always been my outlet, just something fun to do.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, dude, that's pretty badass. The pursuit of this one species, just a shark, you know what I mean? Kind of like, sounds like it tipped it off for you to be like, just, like you said, wanting to catch something different, getting, you get, something piques your interest and you investigate a little bit and you're like, okay, cool. Like myself and greenback fishing, largemouth bass. We've talked before, about it. I've asked you questions about it. I see your swim baits, that you do, and it's like that piques my interest. So it's like you just keep following down that breadcrumb trail. Dude.
Yeah, each fishing has its own little rabbit hole. So if you're going after green bass, it's just only rabbit hole. There's trout's rabbit hole,
of course,
harbor, tuna, out there on the boats. Everything has its kind of niche to it, and then but you can learn a lot from each and every individual piece of fishing. And
I also think it just translates across the board, man.
Yeah, it does. Like I remember you telling me what helped you with your swinging on jigging was how you would swing on your fly rod, and and then you said now my hookup ratio is way up there, and I was like, well, there you go, dude. I mean, it translates to experience and other elements of fishing.
Absolutely. What Jessy was mentioning, anglers, was my hook set on the spin rod. It was pretty much I was going high, man. Real high above your head, and the fly rod, once I spent some good time fly fishing, you're at a 45, holding it at a 45 or below the water, and then you're just going 12 o'clock. It's more just like a quick, quick burst, you know, and it's not right over your head. Sometimes if you have a lot of line, not getting technical fly fishing, but down that, and fly fishing is another rabbit hole that you do as well. You know what I mean?
And then you get into fly fishing, and you're gonna want to tie your flies, and then there you go.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
And now you're hooked. Now, now it's over with.
Yeah, and then you want to start painting your own lures.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
So where did that come along? You've told me, we've had some conversations. I know your inspiration where it kind of started, but let's explain to anglers how kind of those roads crossed.
So for me, painting. So I used to be a tagger when I was younger.
Hell yeah, me too, bro.
I used to honestly, like I was
never gonna stop.
I forgot what we used to write and stuff, dude. But we did it for a little while, me and my friends, and it was just pretty much us late night skateboarding, running around.
Same, bro.
You know, I was a little hoodlum when I was younger because I just, you know, it was different back then. Like, you can go out and do so much crazier shit and not get in trouble. There's no cameras.
No cameras.
Anyways,
you got people, you know, business owners or someone chasing you.
Yeah, but anyways, when my friends started getting caught, I was the one who was, you know, I didn't get caught because I stopped. I was like, not me. So what happened with that was they all got caught. I kind of straightened my act up, and I joined sports after that, and I just didn't really draw or paint or do anything like that.
Yeah.
And I remember in high school, like, I've always had this problem with, in my head, not being able to draw what's in my head or be able to put down what's in my head. So there's always a mental block. But so fast forward, I'm getting into fishing. I got my buddies who make baits. Back then, it was with my buddy Marcos and Anthony, and we were doing mooney worms. And he still does them. An awesome dude.
Moon worms.
Yeah, Marcos.
Oh, nice.
we used to hang out and fish, and I used to go over his house, and you know, he used to show me how he makes his baits and whatnot, and it was pretty dope. Anywho, like, I wanted to do my own thing, so I started making little jigs and stuff, like little heads for myself, and make my own baits. But from there, it kind of spiraled. You know, like I said, it's a rabbit hole. You're going to want to learn how to do other things, especially if your friends are doing them. And so, anywho, come to discover, 1, I can't fucking pour lead. I don't care for it. 2, I don't care for plastics. I burn myself all the time. I can't squirt it. My colors look like shit. And then, so that leads is 2 more things, and that's you know, making a bigger bait or painting, you know, in the realm of bait, you know, making baits and whatnot. There's probably more. Don't, you know, quote me, but so I had some items, you know, like an injector and some plastic that, you know, that my buddy Combat Jigs Kyle, you know, gave to me before he left SoCal.
Yeah, shout out Kyle, Combat Jigs, veteran-owned company.
Yeah, that's my buddy, dude. Awesome dude, badass baits.
Yeah, always treating me well.
Yeah, he's
always
good dude, man. He taught me a lot. We used to fish together at the
I think that's how I found you on Instagram.
He helped me, man.
Baits.
He's helped me. He's taught me a lot.
Yeah, because you started. You were selling your hard baits
on his site.
That's how you started.
That's exactly how I started. But so that's how me and him knew each other. But he moved away. He gave me a couple of his like molds and stuff like that, and I went and bought an injector, and I started making my own Cincos, and using them at Paris.
Nice,
you know, and it was like so perfect. So I had that little mold, and my dad, unknowing to me, because my dad was like really like secretive and stuff, but he was sick. He had his liver. He was having liver failure.
Yeah.
So I go over to his house, and I spent like a full year before I started WarPaint. I was going back and forth to San Diego, trying to help my dad along.
Yeah, that's tough.
And he ended up passing away.
Sorry about that.
It's all good, brother.
I know. Condolences.
Yeah.
I know.
He loved fishing, dude.
Awesome.
My last memory of him is him catching a tuna with a he had a catfish reel, like a 3,000 or a 4,000 size spinner, and he was catching. And this is when the bluefin first started running too, and he was zinging these things up because he's from Florida. So,
so that's funny. You see people fishing it spinners with tuna now.
Yeah, that's
with the little egg sinker on the hook. Get it out there.
My dad was already doing that shit.
Yeah, that's the whole point of that, is to get away from the fucking boat.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome, man. That's a good memory. I mean,
that's one of the last
awesome.
things I remember. Besides, you know what I mean, all the bullshit you have to go through at the end. But why do you want to fucking sit there and dwell on that?
No.
But so what I did then was when you lose your pops, so I'm a little younger, you know. It kind of like, you know, it was really hard on me. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, I do tend to smoke weed, you know, ever so often, or more often than not.
Right.
So I couldn't sleep even with doing that, and drinking and stuff too. That didn't help shit. So what I did was I asked my landlord if I can, you know, put a little booth.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, go ahead. So I immediately started airbrushing. Because I was like, fuck it, let's learn the hardest thing we can learn.
Yeah.
And then, you know, sure enough, it just, from there, I'd spent most of my times in mornings and evenings and when I didn't feel good and stuff, and I just outlet myself towards it and learn how to paint and get things down. And then, you know, sooner or later I found something that actually worked, like, really well, like the mini crank and stuff like that. Before that, I was making, like, you know, divers, top waters, and stuff like that.
All the just
normal shit. But the little mini crank was what everybody was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Because trout fishing, I like trout fishing. In the wintertime, it's like one of the things I used to do a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? Before you get too busy.
Yeah, busy.
But
too old to get tired.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, and the mini crank's taking that out, and it's something different because everybody else is throwing almost the same shit every so often.
It is.
And sometimes that's the key to getting bid, is have something different out there.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're all shell shocked from having jigs, you know, wrapped up in their face the whole day. But
yeah, I know. I did a video anglers where I caught 5 different fish at Dixon on 5 different baits.
There you go.
And 3 of them were yours. I think there was 2 mini cranks and then 1 of your spoons.
Bam.
Right, and then I caught another one on character and then caught one on a mini jig. So like limited out on 5 different baits, and it was just like one of those days there, you know.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah.
That's cool when you can throw on whatever and fucking catch them.
And it's cool because
I can't catch shit right now.
I know, man. I've been okay. I've been where I've been wanting to catch fish hasn't been happening. But you know, coming out here, you know, that's, you know, Pyramid. Tis the season right now.
Oh yeah, dude.
I see it heating up right now. Bigs are coming in more steady, but dude, I think the time frame we went in was like after the storm, and then since then there's been just nothing but sun, man, and just nice weather. And those fish do not like nice weather. They like the inclement weather, the chop.
They like choppiness and
mud, the wind, that overcast. So, but here at SoCal, man, we've been doing all right, man. You know. But
not me. Look, I haven't only been out a couple times this season. But I you know.
Where have you been?
Where did I go? Where did I go? I went to Santa Ana. I've been to. Where else did I go? Went to Glen Helen.
There you go.
It took me. I got there. I think 2-3 hours before it opened, and it still took me like 45 minutes to get in, man. I was like, oh my god,
it is insane.
But I'm on like a time limit because I got like busier days nowadays. So it's like I get in there, and all of a sudden I gotta leave, and I'm fucking like, zero fish. I'm like, oh man.
Oh man, that's like when I come up here to, San Bernardino, Riverside area, it's, I'm here the night before just to get in line because I'm coming from San Diego. But I was just chasing trucks this season. We're gonna get back on track. We're on a little tangent, but I've just been chasing trucks this season to get the Lightning. So I got that Lightning. It was decent size, 2.5.
I lost
female.
I lost a good one.
So the one I always remember is we're at Santee Lakes. Was it the opener 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was
3 years ago. No, it was 3 years ago. It was 3. Well, if the Sierra trip was 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was 4.
Yeah.
3 or 4. Damn, bro.
Yeah. And
time just fucking
Santee opener. That's before we went on the Sierra trip, because we went on the Sierra trip that summer. Mm-hmm. And it's a slow day.
July.
They stock Lightnings, and Jesse's on Lake 4, sitting on the big old rock before the little bridge on the left.
Bro, I took so many laps around that damn place
I
and I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
So I was like, I told my buddies, I'm going to go sit on that rock. I'm just going to fish the rest of the day right there.
Yeah. And you just sat on the rock because you were just tired.
Yeah, and I nodded off, man.
We were barbecuing the night before.
Yeah,
we were doing some things, you know.
Sleeping in fucking trucks is hard, man.
It is, dude. It's hard on your body. You don't even sleep, you know. That and you have the paranoia of, like, sleeping through it, like, and then getting passed up in line. Dude, that's the worst, dude. People are ruthless. They don't even, like, wake you up.
No, I'll just go fucking right by you and laugh. Oh, he's sleeping.
So, like, every hour you're, like, waking up and seeing if everybody's still asleep or they didn't move up the line.
Yeah.
But you hooked up on a freaking beast, kiped up lightning, man. Right on the rock on the drop shot. And that's when I really started getting back into the drop shot a little bit more. Also fishing, last season over at Hesperia, Golden State. Esteban, they're showing me a little bit of drop shot. But like, one thing that I took from you from the drop shot was the rod you were using. And it was the feather. Right? You said this is the best drop shot rod.
Oh, that was when that's a heavier feather that I was using that time.
I got the 7.7 light.
Is because they were out deep. Yeah. They're out deep in these little holes, and that's why nobody's getting them sometimes, because they're not against the shoreline. Yeah. Like, you think they could be up there, but they're out deep sometimes because the water, the water turns.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're never gonna know when it's gonna do it, and it can do it a couple times, but they're out there deep.
That's based on weather, temperature, and all that. Yeah.
I would just crank it out there wherever the birds are fucking looking at.
Yeah. And
I'd work it back slow. You know what I mean? And actually really quick sometimes, because if I get it into where I knew they weren't at, I just I don't know. I fish trout almost like a bass fisherman sometimes if the bite's hot. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it works. The feather was a really good one for it. It's because I would throw a fucking quarter-ounce weight on there, though.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I got the feather, and I've been using it for the drop shot, and it's been on point. What's up, anglers? I thought I'd step in real quick, give you a couple rod recommendations when it comes to the drop shot, or even double drop shot, whichever one. It doesn't matter. If you're drop shotting, you got to have one or two of these rods. It's the Phenix feather. I've actually decided to make the Phenix feather my dedicated drop shot rig. It's very light, sensitive, and I think that's due to the unique taper of the blank from the feather, as well as that cross weave of 36 and 40 ton carbon fiber that they're using on the nano light resins for the rod. Also, you got to look at the Elixir. I started off with the Elixir. It's been my workhorse for Trout Made Angler Company. It's ultra light, and super durable backbone. Superb performance, man, when you're targeting hard fighting trout, and it's also super sensitive. So either one, that feather or the Elixir, is going to be great for the drop shot technique. Now let's get back to the show. So we were talking about the feather. So I've been using that for drop shot lately, and it works out because use that heavier weight.
Yeah.
That eighth, quarter ounce.
Keeps your line taut.
Yep.
And keeps your minnow above.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep it in the zone. So when I wanted to start throwing more hard baits, anglers, that was something that I started with, and most people start with when they're trout fishing, besides, power bait and salmon eggs and marshmallows back in the day.
Spoons.
Yeah, spoons, spinners, inline spinners, rooster tails. So I wanted to get back into that, and, Jessy, that's what I saw, that's what I wanted to try, and, those mini cranks were perfect for it. So you guys got to check that out. But, so we were talking, so you started, the hardest thing, you wanted to challenge yourself, right?
Yeah, but besides making the big hard baits, I wanted to see if I could paint one. And I just started making, the normal stuff, like the top waters and the, divers and stuff.
Yeah.
And the mini cranks were probably the ones that, got a little bit more recognition because they were helping pull trout, in SoCal, because not a lot of people throw crankbaits for trout,
right?
Which is a little different. But mine is a little, it isn't like your typical crankbait. It's a slow sink, and then it's almost technically a little jerk bait, but
right.
We'll call it a mini crank, not a mini jerk.
Yeah, mini crank. I think the profile of it makes it a crank.
It looks like a damn hatchery pellet profile. You know what I mean? And it's
big
nice
old
and small.
teardrop.
but that was the one that, you know, and then from there I just started painting more and more shit. You get better. Mm-hmm. You try different things. You start to learn what works. You start to learn what you know can't do, and then.
And you're still smacking minnows out the lake.
Most of the time.
to match the hatch. We've sent pictures to each other like, oh, look what I found here.
Oh,
look what I found here. You know what I mean?
Like
At
Fairmont, I find
that.
the little the threadfin running around. And if you can, you know, catch fish at Fairmont, you can catch fish anywhere in the fucking world.
Yeah.
But I found a little threadfin running around, and I just reached in with my bare paw and slapped that sucker out. Just took a picture of it real fast.
Yeah, that's it. Boom. So that's cool, man. That's cool. So where are you now with WarPaint Customs?
Where am I now? I just do a bunch of different things to try to, you know, to get lures in people's hands, and especially, you know, right now I try to make sure that they're sick looking lures.
Yeah, right in front of us, little gills.
That way they're not like you know, your typical paint job. You know, I try to make shit different, and then I try to make stuff specific to our area because I make stuff I know that will work because I fish the same fucking lakes. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I know kind of what's going on. You know what I mean? Right. I don't know to the T. I'm not gonna advise you to throw a swim bait anywhere or do anything like that. But I kind of got an idea of what bait I can make that would help you on your water. You know what I mean?
So if I was an angler and I said, hey man, these are the lakes I fish, can you know, if I didn't really have an idea.
Well, I'd ask what you fish for, then I'd ask kind of like, what do you normally use? And then I can get an idea of what I can make for them that would look cool, you know what I mean? Besides the swim baits and stuff like that.
You put your touch on it.
I try to make them look sick, like, you know, try to not be typical, like, you know, like splatters and stuff like that. I kind of wanted to have a comic book kind of look to it, you know what I mean? Because I liked that when I was younger, like, you know, fucking Superman, Spider-Man.
Yeah, Superman, Spider-Man.
All those, the Hulk.
Like Spawn.
Spawn was one, I loved playing the video game. Spawn, that was dope.
Yeah, Spawn was one of my favorite comics when I was doing the comics that came out.
But yeah, I try to make them look, you know, cool. I could do the realistic approach, you know, but I don't know.
And you also, is it like you're the painter for Hill County?
Hill Country?
Baits?
No,
Hill Country
I help him
baits?
paint. He makes the baits. Mike Evenhouse, Hill Country Baits, Hill Country Swim Baits. He's in Texas. He actually makes a whole range of swim baits, you know what I mean? He tunes them. And that's the part that, see, now you're going to do one of two things if you go if you don't want to do plastics, lead, or something like that, if you're going to make baits,
right?
Or you don't want to tie, you know, ties and stuff like that. You're going to probably end up making a swim bait or painting, you know what I mean? Or doing both, because Mike can paint, and he does, but you know how much workload that is on someone?
That's a lot.
That's a full-time job if you're already... So that's kind of like I do, how am I going to fish if I'm going to make a bait and paint it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he does, I don't know how the fuck he does it. And he's a really good painter, too.
Yeah.
So I help him out with some of his loads, and I do, like, you know, my touch on it, what I would make. I mean, he does pretty wicked scale patterns and stuff for his swim baits.
Nice. But it's under the Hill Country Swim Bait.
Yeah, Hill Country Swim
Baits.
Baits.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome you're able to collab also.
Oh, yeah, I'll help paint anybody. Like, I'll do repaints. I find baits, like right there. I found that bait on the rocks.
You did repaints for me.
Yeah, I did them on the jerk baits and stuff. I mean, I'll do whatever you need, because sometimes you're not getting the color you want, or you want something specific, or you want your fucking name on your lure because you want something to do like that.
Or you want like a cool landing net, custom painted landing net.
Yeah.
Man, if you guys haven't seen it, dude, I came to Jessy. We find old tennis rackets, strip them down, and we're just putting bags on it and wrapping the handles with some X-Wrap, and that's a simple version, but we stepped it up a little bit, gave Jessy, you did a brown trout one, you did a rainbow trout one for me, and then a brown trout one, and then we did that last rainbow trout one for the Patreon, and that one was sick. I put cork wrap on the handle. That one came out sick. So,
yeah, dude, that's clever.
Seriously, it was this guy could paint anything, and he's great at it, and it was you said it was a little bit of a challenge because it's not the net wasn't
angle.
Yeah, the angle of it, and it's more flat and round and curves and
it's like you can see the studio. It didn't really have much of a place, so I had to kind of like hold it and paint it, but it worked out. I if I can find the patience for something, I'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's SoCal fishing. You're fishing trout, fishing saltwater, fishing some bass, a little bit of everything. You know, your dad propels you to start painting. You know, all your influence growing up, being a tagger, you know, being a hoodlum out there. Everything's influenced you to create WarPaint customs. You know what I mean? And I love the name. You know, that was first and foremost when I discovered you. It was like the logo, the skull with the bill on it, sick, and it's like WarPaint. You know what I mean? It's like, that's dope. That
was fun. I let the tattoo artist made that for me, and then I just ran with it.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, man.
But yeah, WarPaint comes. My last name means war in Spanish, and yeah, I just kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Sick. Dude.
You know what I mean? And then
some branding tips for you anglers.
Yeah.
You know, you guys start a company. It does start with, you know, a cool name, something that's personal to you, but also relates to everybody else. You know, and it's like for me, going out fishing, it's cool, man. You're going to war. You know, going to war with yourself, really.
It's the tug of war.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, let's talk about that. Yeah, and so right now you're also doing you guys, you and Steve, Tug Life Chronicles, right? Mm-hmm. You guys started Tug of War, and that was the painted mini jigs.
That was started because in COVID, I mean, we couldn't do anything else, so we started a little bait company because we made our own baits to go out and fish with. So I was like, well, let's paint some, make them look sick, and see if people want them.
Yeah.
Sure enough, like I still have some left from the runs that we did, and as life, everybody seems to be getting busier and busier as you know, time progresses past pandemic and whatnot.
Right.
But we painted them, made them look sick, went out and fished with them. Some of them got bit, some monster bites out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you guys are doing mini jigs, you're doing swim baits, you're doing tubes.
Yeah, we were busy,
right.
man.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
That's what happens when you're home all fucking day.
I know. That's when I started messing around with pouring baits, open pours, salt water. I was like, COVID, before that we were already like, I was grinding on spotties, sand bass, taking the kayak out to the bait barge and, you know, just reeling in salt water. So, you know, that was the only place I could fish in San Diego because of all the closures and how stupid crazy they were being about fishing and harbor patrol all over the freaking place. So that's all I can do was sneak out. You know, I'm 5 minutes from Mission Bay, sneak out and hit the docks, hit the shore.
Yep.
So I started, I made my own silicone molds. I got the plastic, got some flake, got some coloring. Oh. You know, I was making my own little, Ned rigs and stuff like that. So that's how, my interest started in it. And now, you know, I do not make the made baits, but like you're saying, like you do with Hill Country. You know, someone else makes it.
It was a collab. You know? Exactly. That's what I did with him because, like I said, I fucking... I won't do plastics, man. I don't have the room for it.
Yeah.
I'll just do what I know I can do that would look good. And I just focus my attention on that. I've tried to make extra baits for you guys. I really did. I tried to make some top waters. Tried to make an even smaller mini crank. I tried to make a jointed one. I've tried to make so many different things, but my artistic approach to that doesn't work. It just works for the painting.
The painting,
so
yeah, exactly.
I'll just fucking stay in my lane.
Right.
Make some sick looking fucking baits.
Right.
And then the rest of my time I'll just go fucking fish.
Yeah.
You know what
exactly.
That's what I usually. Sorry for cussing, dude. I don't know
it's okay, dude. This is real, bro.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I'm just sitting here just
like
a sailor, out, dude.
Yeah, no, this is how we would be if we weren't recording right now. We'd just be talking, rapping out.
Yeah.
And this is actually how kind of we're getting, it's a little structured today, but on my end, you know, but these are pretty much how our conversations and our friendship goes when we do talk. We just kind of just talk, man.
Yeah.
You know, I learn a lot from you.
I learn a lot too, dude.
You made me a better angler, bro. You know what I mean? For real, dude. For real. Just learning from you, asking, picking your brain, and fishing with you. You know what I mean? So, I want to...
You helped me a lot with when I was running around with the fly rod. Because I'd always usually just dry fly on the creeks and stuff, and I didn't have to do any casting and shit like that. Yeah. You took me to areas where I had to put cast out and do some work, and I was like, okay.
That's funny. I was just going to get into that. You know, so exactly. And it was... So we talked about Santee Opener. So that summer, you, myself, and Tony talked about, I think there was other people, but I think just us three, we figured it out. We're going, let's go Eastern Sierra.
Yeah.
Right?
Backcountry.
What's the plan? Yeah, we're going to do some hikings. Right? We went to 2 places. One was a mile hike.
Dude.
And then
Then it felt like 20 miles
the
each
second
one, dude.
Well, the second one, we went 4 miles like diagonally before we figured we found the right trail, and then we had to like.
I was not in shape for that.
No, dude. We took bikes, some busted ass bikes like BMX. I had a busted ass.
I had a BMX bike.
You had the BMX bike.
Like
we had our
no
flow
brakes.
tubes on our no brakes, flow tubes on our back, and we're going, we're sending it.
Yeah, we just just said fuck it. Yeah, that was one of those.
That was like and when it was happening, so let's talk about that lake first, and then we'll talk about the fly fishing lake. And so when it was happening, so we finally find the trail 4 miles in. That's what we're looking at, right? And we're like, all right, cool, let's go. And it started off okay, a little uphill, but it was just a starting trail. And it wasn't that bad of a trail at all. It wasn't that bad, not that strenuous. But it was 4 miles, you know what I mean? And we're going to have to come 4 miles back out.
What was bad was that hill at the very
last hill?
end.
Yeah.
It was like, are you kidding me?
That was that last hill,
I can't even see the top of this damn thing.
Dude. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we're all like walking our bikes up, you know, half steps all the way up.
These guys were flying. I was slow poking, man.
Yeah, you didn't have any brakes.
I didn't have no breath.
It was still scary, though, too. It was still scary. But it was like, on the way over there, I was just thinking, like, man, we got our bikes, busted bikes, flow tubes on our back. We got this. To me, it just added up that we deserve everything we get on the water, man. And we're gonna catch our cutty. We're gonna catch our brook, and we're just gonna
weather
slay
roll
it,
in and just push its way to the back
at the end. So, anglers, we get to this lake. We get our tubes ready. We see the fish rising.
I sit down for about 30 minutes to catch my breath.
Yeah, we did do that. Let's back up.
But we did watch a lot of fish rise.
Yeah. During that time, we were just chilling out and
it was insane.
Getting set up. Saw a lot of fish rise. And then, so we're tubing, and I'm throwing everything. I'm not throwing everything on the spin rod. Everything I have, dry flies, midges, everything on the fly rod. I'm switching back and forth. Tying, snapping off, and I'm still seeing fish rise, And then, like, there was a point where I hear, oh, shit!
Oh, yeah.
And I look, and you're like, half of your body's reaching in the water.
I fucking dropped my rod.
Not just any rod in real.
Oh, yeah, I dropped it was a Phenix setup, dude, with the Stratic on there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys, though, dude. Like, if you bring it out to play with, consider it gone. That's the way you need to take it with all your lures, your swim baits and stuff like that. Because then you won't be as brokenhearted.
No
it's
expectations.
A tool, man. Yeah, it's a tool. And if you're a jackass like me and didn't put it in your fucking thing, right? It's just kicking away.
Yeah. It was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, it sunk fast.
Like,
that was the fastest time. That was the fastest thing I've ever seen sink, dude. I think it was just going.
It's like all went down. So you think the reel side, you butt of the rod would sink faster because of the reel, and you'd have time to like at least grab the tip. Nope, gone.
Yep.
So then
it was fly fishing the rest of the trip for me.
Yeah, and we're like, what are these freaking trout eating, man? What's going on? How come they're not biting anything? We got 3 guys in flow tubes throwing 3 different things at all times and switching off as much as we can, man.
Damsels.
And they were the dragonflies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what inspired me to make this new color made baits. Was our trip there.
Yeah, the blue dragonfly.
Because that's all they were freaking eating was a blue damsel dragonfly.
So fucking nuts, dude.
That's it. They were eating 2 at a time.
Right next to me too. I watched it. I was probably like, that was a trophy that came up and went loop, and I was like, you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. That's all they were eating were dragonflies. So the weather rolled in, like you said. We're leaving, and that big ass hill we went up. This dude's dragging a kayak in on some wheels.
Yeah, ready to go. Ready to go fishing.
Like, oh, we're just gonna camp out.
Yeah, that was probably like shocker.
That was
I was
hardcore.
like, how did you guys?
Yeah,
we walked this whole way. I was like,
he had the trestle on wheels, like 2 wheels, kayak balance on it, pulling it hard.
I was fucking toasted, dude. Your boy was in no shape for that, but I went. Yeah. I went full send.
We did.
Went back there, gave the lake my rod and reel.
We did.
Fucking trekked back over to the truck, catch the breath.
Tony almost got bit by a rattlesnake.
And then you guys boned out.
Yeah, we boned out.
You guys, I was like, "Fuck you guys! You guys better keep an eye on that thing. It's going. It went."
He almost
and
jumped. He jumped in my arms.
I did not fucking leave my bike the whole time. Yeah. Up the hills, I was pedaling it still. Yeah. I was like, no more snake. That's my fucking. I hate snakes.
Because we were walking our bikes.
Rattlesnakes, just those.
Yeah. And he gave us the warning. But it was a big one, man.
Yeah, dude.
That motherfucker was huge.
We were far back there, bro.
Yeah, we were. That was a good. That was probably. If I had to give my best skunk trip ever, it would be that one.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was a good skunk, dude. Felt like I got knocked right in the chin.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the risk you take when you want to say, hey, I want to get away from the crowds. I want to catch a different fish. I want to catch this fish from this. You know what I mean? When you start exploring, you don't know what you're gonna get into, man. That's the beauty of it.
That's the fun part.
You know what I mean? Because now we learn some things. I'm gonna be prepared when I go back there for sure. And who knows, man? There might not be any dragonflies the time when we go.
There might be nothing.
There might be nothing. There might be just caddis or something.
Shit changes all the time.
Who knows?
Might be a hopper bite back there.
Yeah, depends when you go. End of summer, for sure. So that was a cool trip, man. That was a good one.
That was fun.
Yeah, and then
I learned a lot.
And then we hiked down into that other lake, and we were like, all right, fly rod only.
Yo, do you even get made, bro? Like anglers, you can literally get made now with made baits. That's right. You guys know it. You've seen it. We're growing. We're expanding. New colors dropping. You guys got to check out Made Baits. These baits, these mini jigs are taking the trout community by storm. So be sure to go to troutmade.com or madebaits.com and pick up your Get Made, those made baits. We're not telling you not to use anything else. We would just love to be a part of your trout arsenal. Enjoy the rest of the show. We'll catch you guys later. Get made.
Fly rod only.
We're running up and down the bank, fucking missing everything.
Dude, you missed a good one.
I missed a bunch.
I think I missed 2 good.
I missed 2,
at least one good one on the ants.
That was the fastest fucking brown in the world, dude.
Yeah, you were stripping, right?
I was throwing dry fly. Yeah, I did everything I could do in my fucking
So at that time you were throwing the dry fly.
I think it was a dry because that's all I really know how to do. Otherwise,
yeah,
and it's funner.
Yeah, and that's what they were hitting because I missed some on. No, I missed. You were the only one that hooked up the longest. I hooked up. I was missing bites, and then I was fishing, and then to the left, in my peripheral vision under that tree, I saw a ripple.
Yeah.
And it was a big one. I saw underneath, 3 feet from the bank, underneath the tree, I saw this ripple. And I kind of looked, got a little closer and kind of got his high tippy toes and kind of looked, and I still saw him there. And I threw my ant, and that's when it was a deep hook set, and it was just the dot dot, maybe one head shake, and then he broke me off.
Yeah.
I remember yours was the closest one because we almost had it to the net. We were ready to land.
Man, I lost so many fish. Those are the only ones I can remember are the ones you lose. Why is that?
I don't know. That's why we take pictures of the ones we get. So it's okay, cool. That was cool.
The brighter side.
Yeah, I know. I look at my my double digit from Pyramid, my PB, and I'm like, man, I want a 20.
Too, dude.
Or I probably lost a 20. I probably lost a 15 on the fly rod. I've lost so many big fish into the backing, 200 yards in the backing, and that's what haunts me at night.
try to rope them. I haven't had much luck, but the ones I do get are decent, you know?
Yeah. And
I get like one fish a day.
Yeah. And we haven't fished pyramid together, but you fished pyramid.
Fished it a handful of times.
What's your biggest? Is that your PB there, the 15?
Mm-hmm. I was drinking moonshine and hanging out on a ladder, dude. It's cold, dude. That's not like... I like the fact that they're monster fish, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like... It's awesome up there, but I do not like the cold. I fell in that lake once already.
Oh shit!
So
you did
like,
tell me that, yeah.
So
yeah.
I was like, that shit just haunts me. And then I also fell on the tufas, busted my ass on that. So
yeah,
yeah. But I mean, other than that, it's treacherous.
Yeah,
man.
it's like you're on a different planet.
Yeah, it's treacherous out there, dude.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, you see desert and a lake, but like the rocks near the lake are dangerous. You got, when it's cold, they're iced up, and then not only the rocks, and they're tufa rocks, and they're like, you got all these like potholes, holes everywhere, twist your ankle, and you're not standing, especially when you're fishing on the rocks, your back's screwed the rest of the day because you're not standing on level ground.
No,
you're like constantly shifting.
Your feet are hugging the rock,
yeah,
and slip off the side.
Yeah, and you got the algae. Have you fished in some of the shallower parts where the clay is?
Yeah, I've slipped on the clay.
The last time,
Slippery.
literally, like, I was sliding down like at an angle, dude, at the drop off. It was just gradual, and I was on the clay, and I was like sliding down, and I was just like, I was almost gonna just dive to freaking get where like on my hands and knees and I could crawl out.
Yeah,
that's how, you know what I mean. So it was just like, it is dangerous, man. It's,
remember when I fucking were our last trip with Sierra with the what's his face,
Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah.
And then I was walking in the reeds where it was kind of muddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
we were like knee deep.
I sunk in over my waist.
Oh,
you guys
that's right. We had to do it, dude.
I was like, oh no.
We had to like pull you out.
I was stuck in the lake, dude. The lake tried to swallow me, bro. I was like,
oh, we were at June Lake.
Yeah. I was
that's right. We were at June Lake.
I was like, help me.
We went to June Lake on the other side of the boat dock where it is, all those weeds are. The tall weeds, and it is muddy, like quicksand.
Don't walk out there.
Don't walk out there. Sometimes you got to stay on the.
There's a reason why I'd always call myself Dizzy Fish, dude, because I fucking just wander and fucking fall or do something like a jackass, because I'm staring at the water, and I don't know, I'm my own little world.
Yeah, no, man, but you're out there, dude. You can tell that you enjoy it. You do it for, you have a true passion for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love
it. You're just trying to, it's, you're trying to do it for you, and you're always an open book, man. I know any angler could, to an extent, hit you up, and if you need any advice on it, even if you're not, buying Jesse's hard baits, man. Like, hey, how do I work this mini crank?
Yeah.
Like I was like, I want to throw more hard baits in. I didn't know how to work it or anything, and I just had to keep doing it. We had some conversations, and now I'm pretty. I would say I'm like, my confidence level is not 100%, but throwing more spoons lately, it's like it's a different bite. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, it's just I work it slow at twitches, man. Keep it out there longer than you would anything else. Because if you're just casting and winding really fast.
They have no time.
You want to give them time to see it, follow it, and on one of your twitches or one of the things, or it's just going to get fucking pissed because it's running from it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then what they tend to do is they tend to go either right or left, and they tend to fucking swipe it and T-bone it. You know what I mean? That's how they tend to hit it. So whenever you feel the hit on that, that's what it usually is. They're T-boning the fuck out of it, or you're feeling the little taster nip on that back hook, and then that's how you
get them right there. Mm-hmm. So now, do you reel into it or do you hook set?
I reel in, dude. I have this weird. I play with looser drag than most people because I like to reel against my drag, and that's like counterintuitive. You know what I mean? But when on the hook set, I reel really hard and pull because I want to get the slack, and then I want to get the hook set. But I know that if I do it just hard enough to get it in there, I got enough drag so I don't pop it out.
Pop off.
Yeah, because I'm a bigger dude, and you know what I mean?
Pop off, yeah.
And then...
Yeah, we don't know our own strength.
Yeah, so like I've always, when I first started, I'd always fucking pop my mini jigs off and stuff. And then I finally it takes a long time to hone something in like that.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Don't, you can try.
No, I've tried the hook set, and I lost dope ass rainbow. It was my rainbow. You painted it for me, one of my jerk baits on a tiger.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel bad because he was, still in his mouth. But
hey, man, he'll fucking shake that shit out.
yeah, but it was like I went for like the hook set rather than letting them eat it, and like you said, do that pull and reel down to get that drag, that loose line out. That's definitely a better technique.
That's how I
would say.
That's how I learned how to do it. But like each year I go back, I always forget how I fucking did it the last year. So
yeah,
it changes up.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because like Spoon's been throwing spoons lately. Threw some spoons from RHA over at Pyramid. Threw some spoons recently at Fin and Feather, and like stock rainbow trout. I would definitely recommend any hard baits, spoons, mini cranks, jerk baits.
Hard technique. Spoons are fun, dude.
Yeah,
you just cast some wine. If you have you have like ADHD like me sometimes, and if you don't want to sit there and be jigging really slow, you just cast some wine,
pause, what have you. Yeah, you can even
flutter
jig those. Yeah, flutter them. But it was like
I'm not proficient with spoons. I just I can make them.
Yeah.
They work. They work in the everything has their time and place.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was saying like some of the bigger spoons as far as like the cutthroat. If you're throwing spoons over there, Pyramid, I was doing a little bit of a hook set.
You have to.
Yeah, I think that's the difference.
Mm-hmm. You have to on those.
Yeah.
Because that's a big old treble.
I don't use trebles. I only use singles.
Well, yeah, or the single. I haven't the ones. I didn't even throw. I haven't thrown a spoon up there, dude. I just throw big ass fucking jigs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I want a big bite.
Yeah. Yeah. Hand tides, right?
I do the hand ties, the ghoulie ones, and then I got I have older tug of war baits that my buddy Steve made.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little hoarder, dude, and I don't lose baits like everybody else. You know what I mean? So I have.
Right. Can't lose bait when you're not catching fish.
Yeah, dude. That's what it is, though. That's what it is, though. Or they give them back.
Right. Like, no, I don't like this. Oh man, but we've had some good adventures, man. It's been a good couple years, dude. Just shooting the shit with you, talking.
Good little ride.
Yeah, dude. It's been a good ride, man. But before we get out of here, man, overall, right now, you've grown as a human, you've grown as an angler, you've grown as a creative, and today, man, what motivates you to keep going?
What motivates me to go? So, besides my dad, because that kind of WarPaint that's kind of our little company. So that's why I kind of keep it going and fishing and stuff like that. But what motivates me too is like honestly, dude, like you guys, like the gratefulness that I get from, oh my God, thank you so much, it worked out, or like some people catch their personal bests on my lures and stuff, and that feels fucking amazing. They're catching bigger fish than me on something I made, you know what I mean, or put together and painted for them. You know what I'm saying? That right there, that motivates me. I love fishing. That's a passion of mine. So it's my little piece of the fishing world. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. You've definitely made an impact, bro.
I want to make a positive impact and positive impact and teach people, whatever it is that they need to kind of learn that I have from them, because everybody. Somebody knows something you don't. You know what I mean? Whether it's, small, little,
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. And like that's what you said, man. Like I like what you said. Where, you do want to make an impact on the community and the industry, and but you want us to be positive. You know what I mean? And
don't bring any negativity, whether it's like if it's you can verify it or not, like say if it is something, just try to you don't have to dumb it down. You can address it, but do it in the right way. Like, be nice with things. There's a choice to be nice.
Yeah.
You can choose your words, even if the other person or people are irate, or you know what I mean. That's how I see it. Like, as we're all in this fucking thing together, and we're gonna be shoulder to shoulder. And if you guys want to fish together, let's learn how to fucking do it.
We have to. And there's gonna be some content that's probably out already right now. Yeah. But it's you'll see it, man. It's I address like you said, there's a way to do it. There's a way to coexist when we're out there fishing. Our sport in Southern California, trout fishing is growing, and we're talking, all bodies of water, all styles of fishing. There's etiquette involved in everything, but especially when, yes, okay, limited shoreline, the mass of people, the demand, the supply and demand. If you're looking at it straight, like a raw product, supply and demand, the demand is fishing. The demand is high right now. The product is stock trout and shoreline. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's only so much shoreline we got, guys. Exactly.
So there is a way of doing it. I have content dropping, Jessy, that, I finally had to, like you said, man, there's a way. We have our influence. We have to use it for good. But there's also a way to be positive and to educate. And that's something I've always wanted to do. No one else is doing it. There's other stuff out there going on, and people are talking about it, but no one's saying what needs to be said. Mm-hmm. And I think, being able to just kind of, for me, say it, and it's not the content, about etiquette. It's just what I believe and what I've talked to you about, other people about, our private conversations, as anglers, and we were like, oh man, what about this? What about this? But it's like, I think it comes down to respect and but there's also personal space. Yeah. I was at Dixon and someone was a foot, as soon as I caught a fish.
His potlick and
dude, and that's where I think I fucked up was, the only thing about it was I called him a potlick. So it was like the whole video. So the video's like, I catch a fish and I'm like, hey man, I think you're a little too close for comfort, bro. I'm fishing right here. He's like, oh, you have room? And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, I don't have room. He's like, serious? I'm like, yeah, man. I go, I need my, I don't have room. There's a whole situation. I'm choked between two other people, 4 feet away from me on each side. Plus, I got a big old tree behind me, bro, near the buoy line. Yeah. And I'm casting to the side. You know what I mean? I'm already choked, fishing, and then this other guy comes in, and it was just like, for me, I was so like, you don't dictate my personal space. If I'm saying you're too close, you're too close.
Yeah.
Like,
you should just mind you.
And it was just like, he was just, it was just like, he's no, you have room. And I was just like, oh, and I'm like, the only thing I could say was, don't be a pot licker. That was like, besides like, becoming the fucking Incredible Hulk and being mad, like super mad.
I get mad like that too, dude. But like,
and then Trout Maid's, all over social media beating someone up.
Well, see, that's what
I don't want. You know what I mean? I want to be, and that's why I created this content, because it made me think like, hey, we need to address this and educate. We done?
Yeah, I think, fuck, dude, I gotta roll, doggy.
All right, let's wrap it up real quick.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, dude, Jessy, thanks for, okay, let's, all right, cool, anglers. We got a couple more things for Jessy, man. Let's make them quick fire. Find out what motivates you, man. When's your next fishing adventure?
Next fishing adventure. I'm gonna wander and do some surf fishing, I think. Just nice. For the hell of it.
I've been thinking about that too. Sick, bro. Halibut, perch, all that, huh?
I want to catch I've only never caught a perch bigger than my hand, so I want to catch a perch bigger than my hand.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, great. So what, through all the life trials and the experimentation in the lab, man, what keeps you determined painting up these sick lures, bro?
Just like in fishing and stuff like that, if you stick to something, eventually it'll start to click. So I had to stick to painting, and more things clicked. And in fishing, like, the more persistent you are, the more you're going to learn, the more fish you're going to catch. So.
Yeah. Awesome. What's your best fishing experience, man? Maybe, I think we're going to, probably your last experience with your father, right?
That was the best one, dude. I've never seen someone catch a fucking tuna on a catfish rod.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Cool, Jessy, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. Anglers, WarPaint Customs. Tell everybody where they can find you, Jessy. Find some of your sick painted baits. And you can do custom as well, right? Requests?
Yeah, man. Just hit me up. Just let me know what you got going on, and I'll try to work with you. I can do different things. You can look on my page, WarPaint Customs, Instagram. There's a Facebook one, too, and it's warpaintedlures.com if you wanted to to go on there and see my done pieces. But
Awesome.
other than that, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you to all the people who've been following me and Mike throughout our careers and stuff. We are grateful. Just so you know that we're not doing this. It's a labor of love in most points in time and stuff. So we appreciate you guys. And if you guys need anything, feel free to hit me up, man.
Absolutely. I told you guys, chill and cool. Thanks so much, Jesse, for taking the time, bro. We're going to get out of here. Anglers, this is the Get Made Show. We just got made with Jesse. Guerra, WarPaint Customs.
Bingo.
See it? Motivation will motivate you.
Yeah,
Your next adventure will keep you determined. The best fishing experience.
Let's go.
Oh, what's your PB, real quick? What's your PB?
Personal
Trout.
best trout?
Yeah.
12. This was for a long time ago, though.
Long time ago?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. All right, anglers, we're out of here. Until next time, get made.